Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and the most shocking episode of AMC's The Terror, which premiered just a few minutes ago. I just got done watching it. I'm still in shock, as I'm sure most of you are. I'm just like, wow, that was quick and rather unexpected. Before I begin, of course, please be warned that this is a spoiler-filled episode review. If you're not caught up on The Terror by the past 2 episodes, or by this episode at least, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into big spoilery details. So, you have been warned. That being said, damn. Just damn. You know, this episode basically broke all the rules. Well, if not all the rules, it broke a couple of rules. You know, we saw our first major character death, and that was the captain himself, Sir John Franklin. Ciarán Hinds' character is now dead. His leg was ripped off by the unseen predator, and then it tossed him down there into that icy, fiery pit hole thing, and then he fell into the icy water, surely drowning, and then dying from his blood loss and from his wounds. And now the men are without their captain, and the predator has claimed yet another victim. I mean, this was nuts. And you know what was so interesting too is that the episode was moving very, very slowly along. And it was like halfway through it, or like in the final 10-15 minutes of it, all of a sudden it picks up, and all of a sudden something's happening. Like they're sitting there in the tent, they're waiting for the bear to appear, and all of a sudden the roof of the tent caves in on them, and something pulls out one of the men, and the next thing we know it, his head is lopped off. The creature removed his head from his body, and everybody's in a panic, and then Sir John Franklin is trying to escape, and his men can hear the commotion, and right before they can reach him, his leg is ripped off. And it was just nuts. You're just like, oh my God, this is our main character, or this is one of our main characters, but I felt like he was our main character, our lead character, and he's dead now. It's like 3 episodes in and they've already killed the main captain. It was unbelievable. It just felt like a real rule breaker for television, and I loved it. I really love how they completely surprised us. Like, oh yeah, we're going to kill the main character off like in the 3rd episode, and that's exactly what they did. And of course, before all that happens, you can see that things are steadily getting worse. You know, the chefs were curious as to about what was happening to their food stores. Some of their canned food is going bad, going rotten. The men are wondering if this predator is meticulously picking off their best men. First Lieutenant Gore, which I still think was a bear, but it very well could have been the creature. And now the captain. And now the men are like in even a more dire situation with their beloved captain now dead. Even though he was a stubborn, proud man, he did care for his men, and they clearly cared for him. And, you know, he even went as far as to bring them some booze to the guys who were waiting to shoot the bear out there in the hunting tent. So that was pretty nice of him. But it is like we've got all these other problems. You know, you've got this interesting... I wouldn't call it a love. It's not a love triangle, but it's like you've got a strongly convicted religious guy who's feeling obviously very conflicted about his two fellow sailors who have started a relationship together, and then one is bad mouthing the other, so that leads to like their little breakup, and then the other guy shits on the other guy's bed during the captain's funeral, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's like, who has time for this? I mean, there's a creature out there killing their men, and these guys are having a lover's quarrel, and one of them shits on his ex's bed or something like that, and the uptight religious guy is trying to save the soul of one of the guys. I mean, it's this episode was just kind of nutty in its own way. And it's like there are so many bigger problems and higher risks involved right now. And this is what you guys are worried about. You're worried about your little lovers splat, you know. But you know what? I'm sure that this little relationship problem these guys are having are going to be the least of their problems very quickly, because as we have seen with this episode and the last episode is that shit hits the fan fairly quickly on this show, and it feels like things are only going to get worse and worse from here on out. And you know, this episode I felt like was also a bit of a tragedy, because it was kind of like a bit of the dissolve between the relationship between Franklin and Francis, the redheaded Irishman. Because, you know, he just chews him out for not being fit for command, how he'll never be fit for command, and how he's, like, questioning his judgment. And you could see Francis was just doing his damnedest to bite his tongue and hold back everything he wanted to say to his captain. And they ended things on a rather sour note, and now they won't have a chance to make up that relationship, because now Franklin is dead and Francis is now in charge. But I do like Francis. I do like his. I do like how he is trying to think of for the good of the crew, like going behind Franklin's back and deciding to put together the 8-man expedition anyway, and then accepting and taking responsibility for those actions, you know, on behalf of his men. Or like, so the men won't be necessarily blamed or won't be involved or anything. It'll just be on him. But now none of that really matters, because Franklin is dead and he's in charge and he can do whatever he wants as the lead captain now. And now he has sent out the 8 men right after the captain's funeral. And I feel like this is only going to make things worse. This will only increase the tensions between him and Captain Fitzjames, the younger captain. And which was kind of odd, because I thought the younger captain was supposed to take over if anything happened to Franklin, but I guess not. I think he was the third in command, because now Francis was the second in command, and now he's, you know, the lead captain, obviously. But damn, what a good episode. You know, I was enjoying it the whole way through, and it was feeling a bit slow in the middle there, and then it's like as soon as things picked up with the final 10-15 minutes of this episode, you're just like, damn, this got good real fast. Like this just intensified big time, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm curious, does this creature have some kind of significance to the local Inuit people? Is it some kind of protector or spiritual symbol to them? Or does it just leave them alone because they leave it alone? And is that the reason why it left a dead seal for the woman outside her igloo, who's now named Lady Silence until we hear her real Inuit name? Was that the significance of the dead seal? Was that the creature's way of saying, we're good, you're not on my bad side? It's like, hey, have some food to show that we're okay. You know, that's what I'm curious about. And it's just, you know, and I also love the look of horror on Fitzjames' face when he and his men head out there. They see the blood in the snow, they see the severed leg, and they see the massive footprints in the snow, which is clearly not a bear, and it's something else, something with like razor-sharp claws on both feet. So, you know, things are going to get bad here, and you know that the men are quickly going to figure out this is not a bear they're dealing with, and it's something else. So, great episode. Really good episode. Very shocking episode. I am going to miss Ciarán Hinds. I thought he was a great actor on this show, and I am a little disappointed that they killed him off kind of early. I was thinking if they were going to kill him, it wouldn't be till, like, maybe the 7th or 8th episode before like the season is over or something like that. But I guess they decided to kill him off like that, you know, which is too bad because he's a fine actor. But you know what? He did a pretty fantastic job as captain of a doomed expedition. So well done, Ciarán Hinds. Well done. Well, guys, what did you think of this episode of The Terror? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you just as shocked as I was when the captain was killed off suddenly like that? What were your thoughts or reactions to this episode regarding the other storylines? Please feel free to leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. everybody. As always, you may disagree with one another, of course. We are all entitled to our own opinions, and that's fine. Just please keep it civil and be respectful. Be respectful of one another's beliefs and opinions. The Terror airs new episodes every Monday night on AMC. Don't miss it. It's a hell of a show. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.